To introduce Laurie Brutus. She is a PhD candidate in biology at Boston College. Laurie's research focuses on RNA regulatory element in Streptococcus pneumonia and their role in bacterial pathogenesis. She graduated from Wellesley College with a double major in biochemistry and French. She is a dear and close friend of our Miss Chinese Boston 2023, Sarah, and is excited to sing the national anthem for everyone tonight. Please join us.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's my pleasure to invite the Honorable Goon, past president of the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association of New England, and a member of the Ancient and Honorable, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you please rise again as the Mayor of Chinatown, Goon, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Goon?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to which it stands, one nation, under God, for liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
I think Hung gave us the shorter version, but that's okay. It's my great honor to introduce to you the mistress of ceremony for today's evening. She is a past Miss Chinatown Seattle. She is the pageant director for Miss Chinese Boston, Lianna Louie, all the way from Seattle and San Francisco.
Thank you, Wilson, for the warm introduction. Welcome to the 2023 Miss Chinese Boston Coronation Banquet. We are so honored to have all of you here at our third annual event. Tonight, we celebrate the successful reign of our 2022 Queen, Angela Zhong. Then, she will pass her title on to her new 2023 Queen in a grand reveal in her first public appearance. I'd like to now invite Esther Lee, President of the Chinese American Heritage Foundation and our official sponsor, to the stage for some welcoming remarks.
Hello everyone, my name is Esther Lee, the President of Chinese American Heritage Foundation. CAHF is dedicated to celebrating the rich history of Chinese American contribution to the American spirit. And we know our ancestors have sacrificed so much for us, so we would like to share their history with our next generation and with this country. And we also started our Miss Chinese Boston 3 years ago. For us, our vision is to help women to be themselves, follow their dreams, learn their culture, and able to reach their full potential. And have the honor of having these VIP, which is attending and sponsors that attending our events today. Just in case I forgot anybody, that's why I did a PowerPoint. So quickly, I really want to thank our DA Marian Ryan, Massachusetts House Representative Vanna Howard, and of course 2023 Miss Massachusetts Vuong, and City of Boston Department of Veteran Services Commissioner Robert Santiago, and Kemet Supermarket Mr. and Mrs. Wu, Linfa Supermarket Rich Chen, Vance Fabric Van and Tina Dong, and Viva Karaoke and Studio Betty Wong, and EL Men, our accountant. So that is very important to have our accountant here. So we are very legal to have our 501c3. And I really want to thank especially Mr. and Mrs. Wu, and actually I didn't put it down, our Vice President, I Chang. They sponsored the VIP table, and I really appreciate that. And thank you all for actually buying tables and joining our events tonight. Without you guys, this is not going to be a successful event, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Esther. Now, let's meet a few of our special VIPs and honorable elected officials that have graced us with their presence tonight. First, we have 2023 Miss Massachusetts Chelsea Vuong. Chelsea is Miss Massachusetts 2023 and has been involved in the Miss America program since the age of 15, where she accrued enough scholarship money to attend Harvard University. After graduating in 2021 with her degree in economics, she went to work for McKinsey & Company. Her hobbies include piano, dance, and community volunteerism. She is eager to continue her advocacy for financial independence through her work with schools, women's shelters, churches, and military groups. In her spare time, Chelsea hosts a podcast called The Currency Coach, where she interviews NFL players and Olympians about personal money management.
Good evening, everyone. How are we? I think we can do better than that. How are we? There we go. My name is Chelsea Vuong, and I'm Miss Massachusetts 2023. And I first want to thank Esther and Wilson for having me here. It's such an honor to come to an amazing coronation like this, where I'm able to meet people from all walks of life. I want to share a little bit more about me and where my journey started. I began pageants at the age of 13 years old. It was a very interesting story, to be honest. My mom decided to sign me up for a pageant the next day, and somehow she took me to a coach that day, got my walk, decided what I would say in the interview, got my clothes, and then threw me on stage the next day. Guess who won? This girl. Ever since then, I just continued competing in pageants. And the reason why my mom decided to put me into pageantry was because I was very shy. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and it was very hard for me to do any sort of public speaking. When I went to school and I had to give a presentation, I would hide behind my parents, or I would just run out of the classroom because I was so afraid to speak in front of people. Pageantry is something that helps women gain confidence, understand who they are, and you go through this amazing journey where you're able to meet people through community service events or through different appearances. And I think that's one of the reasons why I appreciate Esther and Wilson having a Miss Chinese Boston, because you go into this experience, this once-in-a-lifetime experience, really engrossing yourself into yourself, learning more about yourself, but also giving back to your community. Through this past year, being able to promote personal finance, I've been able to speak to over 2,000 students across the state of Massachusetts. I've also been able to expand nationwide, going to different colleges and going to different high schools. So being able to give back to your community, I think, is also one thing that we all can benefit from being in pageantry. The last thing that I want to say is that this would not be possible without the volunteer and the time commitment from people from all around us. I would not be here today if it weren't for my parents, for the volunteers, for the group and the village behind me to get to where I am today. So really, thank everyone around you, meet friends, and just truly be grateful. I think it's important for us to have an attitude of gratitude. Last thing that I want to end is that I'm also the first Chinese American Miss Massachusetts. And thank you. I am so excited to represent Massachusetts at the Miss America competition in January. It will be held in Orlando, Florida from January 6th through 13th. So I really hope that you all tune in and hope that we're able to bring the Miss America crown back to Massachusetts. Thank you all.
Next we have Middlesex County DA Marian. District Attorney Marian, Massachusetts' only female district attorney, represents the state's largest county of Middlesex, which comprises of 54 towns and cities and 26 colleges and universities spread across urban, suburban, and rural areas. It is home to over 1/4 of the state's population. She is an accomplished trial and appellate prosecutor, an acknowledged leader in the battle against the opioid crisis, an outspoken advocate for criminal justice reform, and a collaborative innovator in developing crime prevention programs.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm just so very honored to be here tonight for a number of reasons. First of all, because Esther and Wilson are such old and good friends of my husband and I, and we're happy to join them in this venture which they work so hard on and bringing everyone together for the third time for this pageant. But secondly, because a number of the things that you've heard already that you will hear tonight, I think really drive home why this is such an important effort. I have the privilege of being the district attorney in Middlesex County, where we have 54 cities and towns. 3 of those towns are among the 6 in Massachusetts where we have the largest population of Chinese Americans, and that is Malden, Cambridge, and Lexington. And I have that opportunity to see both in those communities and in our population across the county what you've heard a little bit about today. And it's what Esther referenced earlier. It is the incredible devotion of parents to their children, particularly in that community, and the giving for children, and the fact that the Chinese tradition focuses on education. And I have that opportunity to see what that means for communities, to see what it means for the schools, and then in our 21 colleges and universities to see the amazing academic gifts that members of our Chinese American community, both from within our county and across the world, bring. And that knowledge of history, something that so many groups have lost sight of, is something that the Chinese American Foundation really focuses on, and this pageant focuses on. And you know, we are living in a very unsettled time and in a time of terrible war and suffering across the world. But one of the things that I've learned a little bit about, and it also feeds into the second important part of this evening, I am a great student of aviation and of pilots that are brave enough not only to fly but to go into war. And I've had the opportunity over the last few weeks to learn a little bit about the two Chinese-American women pilots in World War II. The most famous of whom was Hazel Lee, who became a pilot at a very, very young age. She and two of her friends, Chinese-American friends, decided to join the Air Corps. And in the spirit of real independence and commitment, they did not know how to drive a car, but they were about to fly planes in war. So they pooled their money, they bought a car, and they had to drive cross country to get to the air program. They learned to drive the car as they drove to the program. That's the kind of commitment and confidence that is built when parents believe in their children and instill that belief of what you can become. Hazel Lee went on to be one of the most decorated pilots during World War II. It wasn't because she was a woman, it was because she was brave, because she had great confidence in her ability, and it was special because she was a woman. And equally special was the first Chinese-American woman, Catherine Chung, to earn a pilot's license in the United States. And despite the fact that her family felt that perhaps that wasn't an appropriate occupation for a young woman, she persisted in studying to become a pilot. And even after she was married and had a baby, she continued on to gain that pilot's license. She spent a number of years flying both with the military, flying privately, and then ended her career becoming a stunt pilot and flying all over the country in air shows doing amazing stunts. That's the kind of history and dedication and gift to this country that is all a part of this commitment to heritage. And I think that's one of the pieces, in addition to the things that Chelsea talked about, you learn from pageantry, is in this pageant, the commitment that young women have to the study of history. And most importantly, for me, it's their commitment to empowering women. As you heard, we are a very liberal state, we are a very large state, and yet I'm the only woman who has the privilege of serving as a district attorney. And in the legislature, we are well represented, especially by folks like my partner, Representative Howard. But we want women to be empowered. One of the questions on the application for the pageant is, how will you use the platform that you get by becoming Miss Chinese Boston to advance a personal goal? That's something that's so incredibly important. And Esther is a perfect example of that. Having come here to study, having raised her own 3 very successful boys, and if a mother is not empowered, it's much more difficult for children in that family, and she continues to share that gift now with her grandson. So everything that I care about, which is women being empowered, which is ethnic groups knowing their own history, realizing how much stronger this country is because of people who've come here, who believe in education, who are committed to their children. We have all benefited from that. And this work and this pageant really embody all of those. So I am incredibly honored to be here tonight. Congratulations to Sarah. And I have to add, as many of you I'm sure do, as I sat and listened to some of these amazing accomplishments, I thought, I don't speak another language, I can't play the piano, I can't sing, I don't know anything about microbiology. So you have before you really the most amazing and impressive group of young women this evening. So thank you for allowing me to be part of this.
Amazing, thank you so much. Okay, next we have State Rep Vanna Howard. Vanna Howard is the state representative for the 17th Middlesex District, Lowell and Tewksbury, elected in 2020. She became the first woman of Khmer, Cambodian descent, to be elected as a state legislator in the United States. Vanna is a genocide survivor and married to Greg with 2 children, Susie and Max, and dog Buster. They reside in Lowell, Massachusetts.
That kind of invitation, and I just want to say thank you to Esther and Wilson Lee for having me here tonight. I wouldn't miss it. Esther and Wilson, we see each other quite a bit at various events across Massachusetts. They both even came to an event in Lowell this summer that I invited to. I knew that I would have to come back here tonight because they went to Lowell. But I'm going to be brief because I know I don't want to keep you from dinner. I know everyone's hungry tonight, but yes, I was elected in 2020. I decided to run for public office during the pandemic, during the lockdown, and I volunteered. I worked for a member of Congress for over 12 years, but have never considered running for public office. I was just happy, working in the community, in the trenches with the community. I was happy being in the background, but never considered running for public office until 2020. 2020 changed everything, and the community was looking for change. And they won and they came to me and looked at me. Even then, I didn't want to run for public office because running for public office, I wanted to make sure I ran for all the right reasons, and running for making sure high quality education, affordable housing, affordable transportation, LGBTQ+ rights, human rights, reproductive rights, women's rights, girls' rights. I wanted to do it with all reason. And finally, coming to this country at the age of 11 with not a word of English, that one day I was going to run for public office. That was not even in my vocabulary, but the community wanted change. And so one of my priorities to always make sure that we empower our women and girls. You have heard the saying, when women succeed, America succeeds. And so by investing in our women, our girls, it's the most important and vital thing that you can do for this community, for the United States. And so I am so honored to be here tonight, and I'm so honored to be here with you all, that you all here investing in our women and girls to make sure that we recognize them, that we see them, that we appreciate them, and that we celebrate them, so that one day they can pay forward for our women and girls, the next generation. And I always say, when I was elected in 2020, it was my first race, and they said, how did you do it? Even though I have lived and worked in the city of Lowell, my home district, my beloved city of Lowell, for 30+ years, I had to earn every single vote. Even during the lockdown, I knocked over 10,000 doors to earn every single vote. And women and girls still come up to me because they want to also one day, considering running for public office. I always say, nothing's important comes easy, okay? Stay true to yourself, establish to other your integrity, your empathy, and compassion. And the number one thing is to always listen. The art of listening is not easy, because when you listen, you're able to understand what is happening in your community, in your country, all the issues that's really that's happening in your in your country and in your home district. Listening is always the #1 important thing to do. So thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you to all of you that made time to be here and support our Scholarship for Women program. It is time to introduce our 2022 Miss Chinese Boston, Angela Zhong. After being crowned locally, she went on to represent the Chinese American Heritage Foundation and the Greater Boston Chinese community at Miss Chinatown USA this past year, where she was selected as one of the top 5 talents to be performed live with her talent on piano. We are so proud of Angela as she blossomed into one of the best versions of herself with her intelligence and charm. Over the summer, she executed her social impact initiative of saving Chinese communities through climate change policy by interning at the White House under International Sustainability Team. Currently, she is a junior at Harvard College, studying economics with a secondary in environmental science, public policy, and a citation in Mandarin.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for joining me today as I reflect on my incredible journey as Miss Chinese Boston. It has been an extraordinary experience filled with personal growth, cultural connections, and a deep sense of purpose. Today I want to share with you how this journey has transformed me and the meaningful impact it has had on my life. First and foremost, being Miss Chinese Boston has allowed me to find a new family. The pageant brought together a diverse group of contestants, each with her unique story and background. As we shared and spent countless hours preparing for the competition, a bond formed among us, one that transcended the stage. We became a close-knit sisterhood, supporting and encouraging one another every step of the way. Through the laughter, tears, and late-night rehearsals, I found not only friends, but a second family. This experience has shown me the power of unity to create lifelong connections and coming together for a common goal. Furthermore, my time as Miss Chinese Boston has deepened my connections with my culture. Growing up in a multicultural society, it's easy to lose touch with one's roots. However, this has allowed me to rekindle my love for Chinese traditions and heritage. I have had the privilege of learning about our rich history, exploring the beauty of our language, and understanding the significance of our cultural festivals. Through various community events and interactions, I've realized embracing one's culture is about preserving traditions, but also about sharing our treasures with others. This journey has reignited a sense of pride in my identity, and I'm determined to continue learning and passing this knowledge on to future generations. Lastly, my role as Miss Chinese Boston has provided me with an opportunity to serve my city through numerous community service events, working alongside dedicated individuals and organizations that are committed to making a positive impact. From volunteering at local schools to participating in charity events, I've witnessed the transformative power of community involvement. Serving Boston has not only given me a sense of fulfillment, but has also deepened my appreciation for the vibrant and diverse city that I call home. When we give back to community, we contribute to its growth and well-being, making it a better place for everyone. Before I conclude, I'd like to take a minute to bid a heartfelt farewell and extend my warmest wishes to the next Miss Chinese Boston. As my reign comes to an end, I want to express my sincere hope that she embarks on a journey as remarkable and fulfilling as the one I've been fortunate enough to experience. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your journey as Miss Chinese Boston, Angela. We are touched to hear that our program and experience has impacted you positively in multiple ways. Angela will now be sharing her love of classical music by playing an abridged version of Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major, Opus 9, number 2, which was the piece performed at Miss Chinatown, USA. On behalf of the Chinese American Heritage Foundation, our Miss Chinese Boston 2021 Vanessa Guo will present flowers. We have appreciated Angela's service to our community and cannot wait to see what's in store for her next.
Now is the crowning time. So Miss Chinese Boston Sarah Chu. 2023. And we're going to have Lianna Louie put on the sound. So congratulations, Sarah, and thank you for sharing. Okay, now we'll invite our 2023 Miss Chinese Boston Sarah Chu to come up to do her acceptance speech.
Các vị晚上好，好多謝大家來到今日特別嘅活動。我係朱玉山，好榮幸成為今年嘅波士頓華語小姐。
all enjoying the ceremony so far. Thank you all for coming out today to celebrate with me. I really appreciate it. I'm so incredibly honored to be this year's Miss Chinese Boston. For those of you that don't know me, hello. I'm Sarah Chu, and I'm first generation Chinese American, born in Chinatown, raised in Randolph, Massachusetts. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Math from Wellesley College. A historical women's college 12 miles outside of Boston. I also had the privilege of studying at the London School of Economics, also known as the LSE, where I lived in London for the entirety of my junior year. Some say I went to the LSE because I thought it meant, let's see Europe, which may or may not be true. I had the privilege to explore multiple countries in Europe, and it was really interesting to see European Chinatowns thrive in Paris, Budapest, and Athens. Upon graduation, I decided to use my degree to become an IT consultant, where I help clients transform their businesses into the digital era. Beyond school, traveling, consulting, and bad dad jokes, my biggest passion in life has always been dance. I started dancing when I was 4 years old. Apparently, my mom dragged me to my first dance class, and I cried the entire car ride to the studio. Thankfully, I grew out of that phase in my life, and I fell in love with the art form. Over the years, I trained in several styles: ballet, tap, jazz, flamenco, salsa, bachata, and ballroom. Most recently, my main focus has been on competitive Latin ballroom, and I currently train roughly 4 to 5 days a week to prepare for major competitions in the US. Now that you know a little bit about me, I'd like to share with you my journey to becoming Miss Chinese Boston. At my 4th birthday party, my grandparents asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. A Powerpuff Girl, I gleamed with my tiara on. My grandpa, Gong Gong, kisses my cheek and says, "You're gonna be queen one day." Over the years, my grandparents softly hinted at the idea that I should compete at Miss Chinatown USA, also known as MCU. Solely focused on my professional and ballroom career, I gently pushed back. I would never do pageantry, I said to myself. This past year, my grandparents asked me one last time. After some convincing, I decided to learn a little bit more about the program. The longest standing pageant for Chinese Americans, MCU is an opportunity to promote Chinese American culture, as contestants are meant to serve as goodwill ambassadors for the community. After realizing the pageant aligned with my personal values, I finally decided to apply and put my all into the selection process. Over 2 decades passed since my 4th birthday party, and Gong Gong's positive affirmation finally came to fruition. Never did I think I would enter pageantry and win a title, nor did I believe Gong Gong wouldn't be here to see me compete. A few days after I won Miss Chinese Boston 2023, my grandpa passed away. Though I'm absolutely devastated he won't see me compete, I will compete with the utmost pride, knowing that I will carry my story, my culture, and my grandpa with me. My Gong Gong and Po Po mean everything to me. Since childhood, they instilled a deep appreciation for our homeland and cultural traditions. Most importantly, they taught me to be proud of who I am, who I've become, and who I continue to aspire to be. I'm forever grateful for everything they've done for me, and I'm so excited to serve the Boston Chinese community. As Miss Chinese Boston 2023, my social impact initiative is centered around social justice using 3 pillars: communicate, connect, and civic engagement. Number 1, communicate. I will spread awareness of prevalent issues that Asian Americans face, such as, but not limited to, the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, the bamboo ceiling, the model minority myth, and the mental health taboo. Number 2, connect. I will build connections within the Chinese American community in Boston, as well as the larger Asian American and Pacific Islander community, through various arts and cultural events. Number 3, civic engagement. I will empower civic engagement within the Chinese community by supporting voter registration efforts for non-native English speakers of Chinese descent. As a Boston native, I'm committed to serving the Chinese community, and I'm so excited to get started. If you're interested in helping me plan some events, or if you have an idea, please don't hesitate to reach out. I have so much to be grateful for, and would like to take some time to thank all the wonderful people in my life. Special thank you to the Chinese American Heritage Foundation for sponsoring me and my Miss Chinatown USA journey. In addition, thank you to the Chinese American Heritage Foundation and the Chinese American Citizen Alliance for hosting this incredible event. They're doing some incredible work within the Boston Chinese community, so please be sure to check them out. Thank you to my team, Lianna, Auntie Esther, and Uncle Wilson, for supporting me throughout this journey. It's going to be one crazy ride, and I'm glad you're here with me every step of the way. Thank you to my MCB sisters, Vanessa and Angela, for coming out tonight, and for coming out and supporting me in my journey. Thank you so much to all our special guests. I really appreciate you for coming out to support. And thank you for all the great work you're doing for the community. And of course, thank you to my partner, friends, coaches, and family for being the best support system I could ask for. I love you all so much. Thank you all for your time and for joining me today, and I'll see you in a little bit for a special performance.
Congratulations, Sarah, and thank you for sharing your personal story of how you got here. It sounds like you have a very solid plan with your title under your social impact initiative, and we will support you every step of the way. So, let's get to know our new queen a little better. Sarah's family has prepared a slideshow to highlight her growing up and her connection to Boston Chinatown.
Every romance shakes and it bends.
almost there. Food's gonna start soon. Okay, thank you for sharing your collection of photos, Sarah. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we're really excited to get to know you better. And you'll represent the greater Boston Chinese community at Miss Chinatown USA very well. As the founder and director of Miss Chinese Boston, I'd like to share with you my personal journey of how this program came to fruition. I'm a product of Chinese Scholarship for Women programs and have competed in local and national competitions. I entered these pageants not knowing what to expect, but the experience and connections made ended up impacting every aspect of my life and signaled the next chapter of my professional, personal, and cultural growth. Though I'm a Pacific Northwest native, I discovered my purpose for creating change when I moved to Boston for my MBA at Boston University, as I focused on social impact and learned how to formally champion for social justice. Moving to San Francisco reignited my Chinese American pride and has inspired me to challenge the traditional definition of success. After being in the nonprofit space for over a decade, with over 7 organizations in roles ranging from volunteer to manager, I'd say my proudest achievement brought me back full circle here in Boston. In 2020, I partnered with the Chinese American Heritage Foundation and grew the program from the ground up. With our mission being to develop goodwill ambassadors for our Chinese American communities through a robust program that explores what it means to embrace and promote our heritage in the modern American landscape, it was clear that we were aligned with CAHF's ultimate goal of sharing our community's contributions to the development of USA. Thank you to the co-founders of CAHF for your generosity, kindness, leadership, and allowing me space to foster and execute my agenda for impact through MCB, as empowering role models means to give young women a voice. Also, thank you to my program consultant, Don Chiang, for devoting your thoughtfulness and passion into this dream project. We've achieved our vision of striking a balance of allowing our ladies to express their true selves while maintaining a high standard of strategy, structure, and transparency for competitive advantage with a foundation of continuous improvement, feedback, and a growth mindset. This year marks our 3rd Miss Chinese Boston, and I'm proud to say that we've seen exponential growth in awareness, interest, and support. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our first queen, Vanessa Guo, who captured double titles at Miss Chinatown USA, 3rd Princess, and Miss Community Service. Flowers will be presented by CAHF Vice President Ai Cheng. Can we please have both of you to the stage? To all of you in attendance tonight, I thank you for being here. Please support our never-ending quest of making our Chinese American voices heard and consider a donation. Wilson will be walking around with our Venmo QR code during dinner time. Give us a little bit of time. We're gonna wait for Sarah a little bit. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, let's do that real quick.
Yeah, Sarah is still changing, so give her a few more minutes. Yeah, so 4 minutes to do that.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa Guo, and as you probably hear, I'm the 2021 Miss Chinese Boston. And ever since then, I came to the 2022 Miss Chinatown USA and have won the Miss Chinese 3rd Princess as well as the Miss Community Service. It's just been very surreal how time has passed so fast since I've been the first Miss Chinese Boston in 2021. And I still remember that when I got crowned in 2021, we were in Hila Moon restaurant in Chinatown, and it's just it's like a great journey for me to see how Miss Chinese Boston has grown into a very large legacy program. And for me, like, my passion has never changed about being like women empowerment and empowering Chinese as well as Asian American entrepreneurs in the Boston community system. And it's to me, it's very. For me, I'm very happy to see how the program has blossomed into a wide variety of different people and resources. And thank you so much for coming today. And let's give it a bit of time for our new Miss Chinese Boston. Oh, there she is.
She's ready.
All right, let's welcome Sarah Chu.
To now welcome back, while she's here now, our newly crowned Miss Chinese Boston 2023, Sarah Chu, for a special performance dedicated to her grandfather, Gong Gong. Choreographed by Anushiri, Sergei, Juru, and Sarah.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again, when I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again, when I see you again. Carry on.
I'm sure your Gongong would have been very proud of you. We will now take a short break so that you can all enjoy dinner. Choi Fong, hey Choi!